Hey, good evening, everybody. We're so excited to have you join our Mompreneur Zoom tonight. And this is really like a virtual living room conversation where you can bring a bottle of water, you can bring a glass of wine or a cup of tea if it's a chilly night. Tonight it's a hot night in Denver, but we love sharing our mission and what we're doing. This is a place for you to take a peek at what we're up to, learn a little bit about how it works, and hear kind of the inside story from really fantastic women that are part of our mission to inspire healthy living around the world. So just to start, I want to introduce myself. My name's Ellen. I'm a mom of two boys that are 10 and 13 here in Denver. And Jenna, tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, so my name's Jenna Platt. I am a mom of four boys, and if you can't tell, I am literally hiding in my bedroom on the side of my bed so they can't find me right now, but this is what we do, and it's so awesome. I've been with the Juice Plus company for about a decade now, and just knew that I needed to share. I was going to take it anyway, was going to have Juice Plus and my family on it, and I knew that I was going to share it, and it just made sense. So short and sweet.
Awesome. And Jen, what about you?
So I too, I am the mom of a 21-year-old son and a almost 19-year-old daughter. And I've been with the Juice Plus company for over a decade as well. And I just love not only the mission and sharing health and nutrition. I'm a dentist, and this just gives me something that a new passion, I would say, because I think there's such a huge link, and it made a lot of sense to me as a dentist to be able to share that piece with my patients. And I knew I was going to take it anyway. So, why not make a difference not only with my patients, but the people I love and care about outside of my dental practice and my own family. So that's kind of where I am. And I just love this community and the people I'm with.
Well, that's so great, Jen, because that's a great intro into what we're going to kind of flesh out for you tonight. And think about this. If you're watching, you're really getting 4 decades of mom experience here. Mom wisdom. We've learned a few things along the way. We've gotten a few wrinkles and gray hairs. And also you've got about 3 decades, actually close to 4, of women who have been successful with the Juice Plus franchise in the network marketing world. And I think it's really important that you know that we define success first by the impact that we make, and second by our paychecks. Our paychecks are just a reflection of the impact that we make. So that's a really important piece of our tribal culture here. And let's go back to the beginning. I don't know who wants to start, but somebody tell us, how did you hear about Juice Plus? Who turned you on to the fruit and vegetable capsules? Our 3 blends have 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries. So if you're watching this and you're like, I have never heard of this, what are you talking about? What I am talking about is freaking amazing. They put fruit and vegetables in a capsule. So you can get that nutrition, just power packed every day, simply, consistently. So go back to the beginning, ladies. How'd you hear about it?
Well, I first heard about it from a friend, and I knew that it made sense because back then my husband and I were newly married. We were kind of constantly on the go and working a lot, and he wouldn't touch anything green back then. So I just knew that it was a no-brainer, that it was definitely going to be something that we were going to add to our diets right away. The thing for me that I love about Juice Plus is that I used it as a prenatal for all 3 of my pregnancies, last one being a twin pregnancy, and everything went remarkably well. No time in the NICU. And they came home with me 2 days later. And I know that's because we were blessed with such amazing nutrition. And, when I took it to my OB, we looked at the back and we saw cherries and peaches and papaya and spinach and kale. And, you're going to want to get all that stuff while you're pregnant. And so it was something that I knew I had been looking for. It was kind of the answer to our prayers in terms of, my family's young, they're going to eat like kids, but this makes me feel like a better mom because it's kind of my insurance policy on days when we're running and constantly on the go. But I will tell you that these guys have been on Juice Plus since the very beginning. And the things that they choose to eat is, like, it blows my friends away, because who sits down with, like, broccoli or cauliflower when you're 5 years old and over something else? So
yeah, but Jenna and Jen, don't you think when your kids grow up on this, they do sit down to that stuff? They're different than we were as kids. I was a picky eater, but my kids eat a lot of great stuff, and I really think sorry, my dogs. I think Juice Plus really helped, I don't know, kind of make their palate.
Yeah, and I would agree with that too. And I think, my kids started, for me, they were older. So I think they were more like 6 and 8. And I'm kind of seeing a little bit more of that now. Like, now that they're in college, it's funny that I can see all of a sudden, like, it was crazy. My daughter was making a smoothie the other day, and she was putting in, like, ginger and turmeric. And I'm like, what? Like, who are you? And she's like, do we have any more kale? And, she's doing this, and I know she's seen me do it. And I think there was, there's always that phase, especially those teenage years, are like, yeah, mom, whatever, you're doing what you're doing. But I think that seeing that and setting an example, and they would do smoothies over the time, and they would take their Juice Plus, that I think they have a different appreciation, and they kind of understand, and they have great, I would say for the most part, my kids are really good about the foods they eat. They like fruits and vegetables. They will go and, even like, let's just say restaurant wise, right? They might go out. My daughter will be like, I want something at Mad Greens. Can we go there? Versus I want to go to Chick-fil-A. So I definitely think that it has helped to change their palate. And just to maybe go back real quick and answer your question, Ellen. So my cousin actually kind of introduced me to Juice Plus kind of in a random way. She's like, hey, my kids and I are taking this. It might make sense. And I think I was at a point in my life where I felt like I was a healthy eater, but I was getting run down a lot. I would, kind of get these fall colds and things like that. And so when I finally sucked it up, I was like, well, maybe I'll take a multi. I tried that for a while, and it really just didn't make a difference for me. And I felt like I was getting a good one from the gym I was going to. And so when she mentioned this to me, I was like, you know what? Why not? Like, I love that it's just food, because in my mind, I always believe that if you just ate the food, it would give you enough. But the reality is that we can still eat the food, but sometimes we just can't get enough. The nutrient value is just not there. And so that's the piece, like Jenna said, where you can kind of bridge that gap. And that's where Juice Plus comes in for me. It is not a replacement for eating healthy and eating a lot of fruits and veggies and other good foods. It is a bridge the gap between really what you can do and what you need to be doing. So it did make a difference. I can tell you my son was able to fight colds easier. He didn't end up with an ear infection every single time he got a cold. And then for the most part, my kids just kind of stayed healthy. And I really did. I stopped getting those colds. I did. Like, my kids haven't been in for a sick visit for a really long time. So then that's not to say they don't get sick, but they sure do get over it easier. I think their bodies are just able to compensate.
Yeah,
definitely. Because it's like, okay, they go to school, they get exposed to, the Petri dish, right?
Right.
But they fight it off so much faster. And I think that really points to the studies, Juice Plus being the most medically researched nutraceutical on the planet. It really points to the research of what it does for immune system health. And I liked what you said, Jen, we just don't get enough most days. I don't think we get enough any day. Humans are living at a faster pace, more stress, more input from the information age than we've ever had before. And we're further from the farms and the source of our food. There's so many environmental toxins that are questionable. And so just getting the extra, I feel like it took me out of the conversation of like, oh, can I be the mom that has the kid that eats perfectly? Or am I going to be the mom with the kid that lives on golden fish and chicken nuggets? That whole comparison trap into like, you know, we're the family that's doing the best that we can, and this changes all the time. We're like everybody else. We have our challenges. We have some wins. We have some, you know, we have some losses, but we know when we get Juice Plus in our bodies every day, it's bridging that gap. So, and I mean, I was like you, it was introduced to me by a friend literally at a baby shower. And she said fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I said, you know, if they can really do that, if they can put fruits and vegetables in a capsule, I know I need that. And I wasn't really a hard sell. I just wanted to try it. What I love is that my friend educated me about the product. So I saw the science. I heard people like Dr. Bill Sears, who's, you know, my favorite pediatrician. I lived on his books and websites when my kids were babies, and he was recommending it in his pediatric practice. So I felt like that was kind of what launched me into the mission place. So we all went through that journey of like, yeah, the product made sense. We had great results. Then for you guys, what took you into the mission and into, you know, really building a significant income with this?
I think for me, it really, Ellen, I think it was the education, right? Because, you know, coming from, I think, sort of like a medical side education, I think it was hearing all of the medical people, right? And hearing them speak and sharing the research, to me, I think that made a huge difference for me. Because I felt like it just wasn't people going out there and talking about how great their product was. It was based on science. So why wouldn't I then be able to share that? I mean, and even in my profession from a dental perspective, I mean, there were some dental studies that were coming out. But I mean, I think even beyond that, it wasn't even so much the dental studies. I mean, just if I can help people with cardiovascular health, and I know that, you know, that has a huge effect on like the status of patients' gum disease and their dental health too. I mean, it's all interrelated. And so for me, I just was like, wow, this is so cool that I can share something, but then I can also say, look, I know this can help you. And the reason I know this can help you is also backed in science for those people that want to really get into that or just want to know that it's just not something random out there, that there's real science and education behind it. So that's really, I think, what got me.
What about for you, Jenna?
I think for me, I came from a corporate background, and I worked the first year of my first son's life, and I missed a lot of firsts, and that was something that I didn't want to do again when I knew that we wanted to grow our family some more. And so I just took a look at it, and I was like, you know, I'm sharing this. I might as well share more. Because, you know, what I love about this business is that there's no quotas or have-tos or minimums. It's just kind of there. You can take it with you wherever you go. We are all busy. And I found that the busier you are in your lives, the easier this is, because you're just out there talking to people, and it naturally kind of comes up in conversation. So it was me wanting to be at home and wanting to make a contribution. You know, I wanted to be here, but I also wanted to have an adult conversation and get dressed and, you know, feel like I was making some sort of significant impact while I'm at home with these guys. And my boys are still super young. They're 9, 5, and then the twins are 2. So I have years of this ahead of me, but I want to be able to make a contribution to our family, because we know how expensive extracurriculars are, and tuition and grocery bills. And so just having me be able to be here and then to also make a paycheck is just kind of remarkable. It's a remarkable thing in this day and age, for sure.
Well, that's so powerful, because I think you touched on something that women really need. And we're not all the same. We're not all built the same. And this attracts a lot of different women from different walks of life, men too, but we're focused on the mom crowd tonight. But I think moms have needs too, needs to contribute, needs to be intellectually, spiritually, emotionally developing and growing all the time. And having known both of you for over 10 years, I know we've all found that here. And I mean, what you are seeing here at the end of the day are women who are friends with each other. And, you know, we can share all the guts and the glory of life. And we really love sharing this. And we also have something that we can grow at our own pace. So I want to just, we told you just a little bit about the product. And I want everybody to kind of know this. We're not going to go a lot into the product. If you're watching this tonight, you're like, I need more product info. You need to go to juiceplus.com and really study it. But we've got the 3 fruit, vegetable, berry blends, okay? We've got a plant-based omega. All right. 2 reasons you want a plant-based omega. Number 1, fish oils are an unsustainable product to manufacture on this globe. 90% of the fish beds are fished out in the whole world, not just the US, the whole world. So crushing pounds and pounds of fish to make a fish oil is not sustainable. And it's gross because then you take it and it's possibly rancid. You burp it up. You don't like the taste. And the more that I talk to moms, we all admit we have thrown away hundreds of dollars of expensive fish oils that we were just sure we could convince ourselves and our kids to take. And we tried to get the kids to do it, and then we tried it and it was super gross. So this has none of that. It's mostly the oils from the sea algae that the fish eat. So you need that. All of our fruit and vegetable powders are also put in a gummy, okay? So we've got a chewable for kids. We've got a chewable for adults that don't like to swallow pills. And they come in big pouches. These are like my little sample bags. But total entrepreneur pro tip, always have these in your purse, share them with a friend, start a conversation. Plus, if you're like having that moment where you're stuck in traffic and your blood sugar's low, and you've got nothing else, these do the trick. But we do have a great bar you can have in your purse too. We've got Juice Plus shakes, and I love these because they're vegan. They're low glycemic. That means that they're not gonna spike your blood sugar. In fact, they're so loaded with prebiotic fiber. Prebiotics feed the probiotics in your gut, okay? This is food for the good guys. It's gonna stabilize your blood sugar. You can have it plain with water. You can throw it in a smoothie. You can bake and make pancakes and waffles with these things. Comes in chocolate. It also comes in vanilla. Comes in little boxes like this. You can just pull out your individual pouches. I love that as a mom because we do have it in the big bags with a scoop. But I don't know about you guys. I don't want my kids sticking their gross, dirty hands in the bags. And so I love these single serves. They also travel really, really well. And so let's talk about how we go out and how do we share that and actually, you know, build an income that is significant enough that it's, you know, we've got an incentive program this summer that new people can hit the ground running and make $1,400 just in bonus money, not including their commission checks. Ladies, what do you want to add to that conversation that you've loved about this?
Well, I mean, I will say it is what you want to put into it, you know, and like you said, there's so much out there to achieve right now. And it's, the best part is you can choose who you want to do it with. So it just makes it a lot of fun. Also, you know, for me, this is huge. At the top levels, you know, there is a benefits package that kind of rivals, you know, the best 80s corporate style benefits package with, you know, medical and dental and long-term care and, you know, all that great stuff. So that is something that it's like, who's ever heard of that? You know, it's just so fantastic that we have the opportunity to achieve that. And really the sky's the limit. Whatever you want to put into it, you'll get out of it. So it's just as simple as that.
It's so true. It's so true. And we've been talking a lot within our team this week, and I like to be transparent and say this, that we really focus on sharing the product, also sharing the mission, and you know, those people, of course, my doorbell's ringing right now. Hey guys, I'm a mom, so dogs, neighbor kids, it's all fair game till the sun goes down. But we really focus on bringing in new people into our mission, like someone who might be watching this, helping you go maximize what our compensation plan can offer, get some bonuses. And that's how we grow our businesses. So it's all about helping other people succeed. And that to me, so I do have a background in corporate America. That's so different than corporate America. And I'm so thankful for that. What do you think, Jen?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, one of the things that attracted me to as a business, right, is that I was thinking when I first started, right, that, I mean, I was busy. I'm busy in my dental practice. I have this stuff going on. Like I didn't want quotas. I didn't want have-tos. And I loved that this business offered me the flexibility and the grace to do it as I wanted to do it. I've grown so much as a person. I love that whatever the people that I touch, right? My paycheck is really a direct reflection of those people that I've helped. And so I think for me, those are like kind of the big takeaways, is that this is just truly a mission of helping others, which is why I got into dentistry, which is, so it just all kind of, it blends and all goes well. And I love that I can work with other people that, I would have never known without this business, that, we're all making a difference and we're all on a mission and we all love people wherever they are. And, Ellen, you mentioned the bonuses, and that's often, I mean, that's awesome. And then maybe you're going to have somebody that comes in that's just like, well, I'd love to share it with a few people. Well, you know what? Great. Share it with a few people. You don't have to go that way, but you can. I mean, what an amazing opportunity. That's how I look at it. I just think it's a beautiful marriage of just giving you the options to do whatever you want at your own pace.
Absolutely. I mean, we want to give people a license to share and go, inspire and empower others. That's what this is really about. And like I said earlier, that paycheck's a reflection of how many people that you talk to. And so that is really cool. I want to end with this question. Why do you think that it works, and why do you think it's such a good opportunity for other moms out there?
Good question. Well, I kind of feel like I'm not alone in the way that I think that it's, it's overwhelming. Sometimes it's lonely. It's hard to kind of go from what you used to do and just come home and, your identity changes for sure. And not everyone's a stay-at-home mom, but just from my perspective, that was something that I dealt with. And just coming into this community that kind of wrapped their arms around me and said, hey, I've been there too. And look what I'm doing now. I'm able to get out there and talk to other moms and share with them, help their families get healthier, help you get a paycheck, let you meet some amazing people, a community that is just truly remarkable. And, it kind of gives you the best of both worlds for sure. And it's just, I will say nothing other than how fantastic the community is. This is a group of women that I think I was looking for, I needed at the time. And everyone's there just to kind of wrap their arms around you and kind of take you along and help you up, because there's no corporate ladder climbing and tearing down. It's all, everyone's in there to help each other. So that's just my perspective coming from.
So cool. What would you add to that, Jen?
Okay, repeat the question again, because I want to make sure I answer it.
I mean, just in a couple words, why do you think this works, and why is this a great opportunity for any mom out there?
Well, I think it works because I think we talked about bridging that gap, right? I mean, it's hard. People are running around. They're busy. They're crazy. They sometimes feel like they don't have time to feed their families right. So it works from that perspective, because you know what? You can at least feel good that they're getting a good baseline every day. And I think, Jenna, like you said, sometimes, I mean, just running around, I will tell you, forever, I would actually, maybe that was part of my identity. I was like, oh, well, I'm fine and I can be home alone and I can do this and I'm independent and whatever. Well, you know what? We're social beings. In the end, we are. And I will tell you that, sometimes we get bogged down, and I don't even know if I felt bogged down with my kids, but you get busy with your own kids' stuff and what's going on, and you get involved in that whole thing. But if you're not really connecting, I think something's lost. And so for me, I feel like this community gave me a connection of something that made me feel like a more solid person and a more whole person. And then on top of the fact that we're just building on something that everybody needs. We all need more.
So beautifully said. And I want to wrap this up and leave anyone watching this with this. You're hearing from 3 different women. Okay, we kind of have kids in 3 different age groups, right? Jenna's kids are super little, mine are kind of in between, Jen's are getting out of the house. So, and we've done this at different paces. Jen's a dentist. She weaved this into, her primary career. Jenna went from corporate into the mom trenches and is building this, and she's building an incredible team of people. And I was a mom who I also did what Jenna did and also was able to replace my income. And I've been through a divorce. So, I got to support myself. Like, let's just be transparent about that. So you're seeing like different phases of this whole journey and different paces of it. And that's really the beauty of it. And that's part of the opportunity. But I think Jen said something she just hit the nail on the head. There's a connection. Juice Plus is not just a product, it is an experience, okay? Being a Juice Plus distributor is not just a business, it is a mission, okay? And being part of this community is not just, signing your kids up for swim lessons and Cub Scouts and dancing and all those great things we do with our kids. It is a real human connection to a meaningful mission where you will have life-altering relationships that will make you a better person. So we invite you to join us to take a deeper look. I know we didn't give you a lot of nuts and bolts tonight, but we really like to do these kind of off the cuff and see where the conversation goes. So make sure you come back in 2 weeks. Bring a friend and watch the next Mompreneur Zoom. We have different speakers and we share different aspects of our story. So it's really a lot of fun. I want to thank Jen and Jenna. You guys were incredible tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you for being my friend.
Thank you. You bet. It's such a joy. We love everyone. It's just such a great community. And boy, people we never would have met.
Well, thank you. And I know it's not easy to sneak out at dinner time, Jenna. So thank you for doing that. I know you're
probably in a corner.
I think you're barricaded in your bedroom, right?
I'm totally locked away. I don't know if I'll come out. We'll see.
That's awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to go see who is ringing the doorbell. And, it's probably a neighbor kid that wants some gummies. That happens all the time. Okay, love you guys. Good night. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Good night.
Thanks.
Good night.